Salut à tous, donc je suis ici au Tristar à Montréal en compagnie du combattant anglais de l'UFC Tom Breese. Thank you very much, Tom, for this interview.
Thank you.
So Tom, you are 24 years old. Your height is 1 meter and 90 centimeters, and you are a welterweight fighter of the UFC. You are such a big welterweight, right?
Yep. 6'3", big welterweight. I've never fought anyone my size. So, yeah.
Is it a good, how do you say, advantage for you to be, as tall for this division?
Yeah, definitely. I feel I have a big advantage. I have a reach and size advantage in the clinch, and I'm very long on the ground, so I find I have a big advantage over a lot of my opponents.
So you are a very good prospect right now in MMA. You are still undefeated, 8-0. Just to present yourself in few words, for our readers of Global MMA. So you are from England, but you train here in Montreal at the TriStar. For how long have you been training here?
The first time I came here was 2013, and I've been pretty much full-time since then. Yeah, I had an ACL surgery, so I had to go to England, but since 2013 I've been full-time in TriStar.
So you are a former MMA fighter of the Cage Warriors and the Bama. Yep. You signed your contract for the UFC. You did your first fight, it was last March, yeah?
May 30th.
May?
Yep.
And it was against Georges Dutra, and you won by this TKO at the first round.
Yep. Yeah, May 30th, and I fought Luis Dutra and finished him right at the end of the first round.
Yeah, it's a good start for the UFC. You had some pressure, to start in this such big organization?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, I went and fought my opponent in his home country, so, there was probably more pressure on my opponent than me, but, I always come to win.
I read in articles, on the internet that you told that you made some mistakes during the fight. What kind of mistakes did you do?
I just found I wasn't as active with my left hand, and there's always things can work, and I got hit more than I should have, and especially in the clinch. So there's things that I've worked on, come back to the gym and worked on after the fight.
Yeah, I saw that you are very successful finishing your fights before the limit. Yep. You had, I think, 6 submissions and 2 wins by knockout or TKO. Is it a thing? Do you look, to end your fight before the limit?
Yes, definitely. I'll work extra hard to finish the fight for the limit. I mean, I fought a French guy, Thibaut Lachette, and there was fight was very close to going the distance, and I was up on points, but I worked really hard to get the finish in that fight.
All right, so now your next challenge will be against Carl Pendred. It will be in Dublin, October 24th, for the card, which main fight will be Dustin Poirier against Joe Duffy. Are you excited about this fight?
Yes, very excited. Cahal's a very tough opponent. He was a former Cage Warriors champion, so it's I feel it's for me. I get to prove I'm the best European welterweight fighter.
Yeah, and it will be an England versus Ireland fight.
Yes, definitely England versus Ireland. There's always been a big rivalry there, so
I saw that Cathal did some trash talk with CM Punk, on Twitter and stuff. And had you some exchange, with him, on Twitter, on social medias, like trash talk? No exchanges. I don't want to lose focus with my trainer or anything. So if he did say anything to me, I'd take no notice. I do my talking fight time. So yeah. He wasn't successful. No, he wasn't successful for his last fight because he lost against John Howard by split decision, UFC 189. But what would be his good points, his strength? What do you think Cathal is good at?
I find he's more like a grinder. He's very strong, very fit, has a big heart. He takes a lot of punches and keeps fighting. So I think that's his strength. He's more of a grinder than a skill fighter. Yeah,
and all the more that he will fight in his home country.
Yeah, I think because he's fighting in his home country as well, he's going to be extra motivated, and his heart's going to be there even more. But at the end of the day, I believe the skill will dominate fight night. I believe my skill will dominate fight night.
Before talking about your preparation for this fight, what is your background? You had a lot of submission. I saw that you have a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What is your background, in martial arts?
I started when I was 16. I started mixed martial arts, as a whole. So I did submission grappling. I fought Thai boxing. I've wrestled. I've done a lot of boxing, and so everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I did an interview a few months ago with Tom Watson, and Tom was telling me that in England there is a lack, of wrestling, jiu-jitsu. You are better, at boxing. Do you agree with him? Do you think, in England there is still a lack of these, martial arts and combat sports?
Yeah, I feel the wrestling's not as strong in England as it is over this part of the world, especially in the States and stuff. But I think if you train your jiu-jitsu and MMA wrestling smart enough in the UK, it won't really make a difference. I just find the MMA coaching isn't as good in the UK.
Do you have already support, from the UK fans and English fans?
I have a little bit of support. I don't feel I have a huge following. I'm not a big talker. I just do my training and that's it.
Yeah, step by step, you're building everything.
Building my reputation, yeah.
Of course. And how is your preparation here at TriStar? We know with all of these big names, and there is a big welterweight roster here.
Yeah, the welterweight roster is great here. I train with Roy McDonald, Nordine Taleb, George St Pierre, and training's great. And I go to Grant Brothers Boxing as well, and train with the boxers down there. So I got TriStar and I got Grant's, and it's very good. And
what did you improve the best here at the TriStar already? Since you arrived here.
My whole game. Yeah. My grappling has gone a lot higher working with Faraz, and sometimes I go to Renzo Gracie in New York, so my grappling's improved a lot, and my boxing as well, working with Herc and Grant Brothers Boxing, yeah.
Nice. And if you have this win against Carl, what would be your next fight, the fight that you would like to do, I don't know, a dream fight, but...
I'm not looking past Kahal at the moment, but I think once I beat Kahal, then I'll think about who I'd like to fight next. There's some guys that I've got my eye on, so yeah.
All right, good. So we can't wait to see this fight, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.